Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to another Shiny Kiwi video. Today is the day I finally get back my graded cards from PSA. Now you might remember 3 months ago I made a video of my first PSA sub and looked through all of the cards that I've seen in PSA, 12 in total, and predicted the grades of the cards before they came back. And today we finally get to see the grades. Now I suggest if you want to go see that video predicting the grades, you'll see what cards there are before we jump into today's video. Or not, feel free to just watch this one and see if I managed to get my predictions right or not. I'm a little bit nervous. Obviously, PSA have really upped their game. They've gotten quite harsh with grading. The general consensus from the submission group was that we had a tough grader. That also makes me feel a little bit nervous. Just a background, obviously, I used a middleman service here in New Zealand. A guy called Connor Harvey does a really good job. He does a middleman service here for PSA, and yeah, the cards took a while, but you know, don't blame him for that. Blame Trump and the tariffs. You know, obviously that caused a bit of havoc. But yeah, anyway, here we are. I guess I just get into it and we'll see how we go. All right, so here we go. Make sure not to dox myself. Hopefully, let's see. There we go. The beautiful PSA logo. Let's see if I can get that in the background. PSA. There we go. And there are the cards. Okay, I'll just make sure that I get the backs of them and bring them out and put them down right here. Okay. All right, man, they're heavy. All right. Put that to the side, and here we go. Now, I don't know what order these are going to come out in, so I guess I'm just gonna do it one by one, and we'll look at the card and we'll try and predict the grade, and I'll obviously tell you what my prediction was before from the last video. Anyway, sorry, I'm just losing my breath here. It's a little bit nervous. All right, so here we go. This card right here, man, look at that back. That back looks pretty good. I think slightly off center, a few little white bits, nothing too crazy. Let's see what card it is. Oh, okay. Starting off strong with the what's it called? The Mewtwo Mew GX. It's called the Promo Power Friendship tin, partnership, sorry, tin. This is such a stunning card. As you can see, it's slightly off center at the front there. It's really off center from the bottom heavy, top. What was my prediction on that? Okay, so my prediction was a 9, and it said because of a janked corner and off center from bottom to top. I can definitely see the off center. I'll go back to the back and see what it looks like on the back. The crazy thing about this card in particular is that I paid $20 for this card back in 2021. How crazy is that? And it's worth so much money now, even just an ungraded. Ungraded, it's like $430 or something. I forgot to mention, as I reveal the grades, obviously I will be putting the amount that the card's worth, but I'll also be putting the raw price plus grading fee, and then the difference between those to see whether it was actually worth grading. Because I mean, in the end, you know, grading is most of it's about increasing the value. So you can't just look at the value of the graded card, because in actual fact, if you sold the raw copy of the card, then you know you could get a certain amount of money back. And then obviously the price to grade it, you can actually find that if you grade a card, it's actually less valuable than if you just sold the raw card. So anyway, sorry, I should have explained that at the start, but I have now. Okay, so here we go. We've got the Mewtwo Mew. Let's just have a look at the back and see if I can find that corner that I said was janked. Let's have a look. I think it might be this corner up here. I can sort of see a little bit of something there. Nothing too crazy though. All right, let's go. I'm just gonna flip it and we'll see. Oh, wow, that's harsh. An 8. Okay, yeah, I can see why. I can see why they said it was a harsh grader. That's a pretty well centered card, other than the bottom there. And the back looks really good. See, the only problem with this card is I bought it from the secondary market, so there might be something there that I can't see that the grader saw. that makes this an 8. But man, an 8, that hurts. Okay, so PSA 8 is $484 according to today's prices. So if you add the raw ungraded value and then you add the grading fee, we made like $10. I mean, to be honest, a card like that's worth like, you know, $400 something, I'd much rather have it in a slab even if it's an 8. It makes me nervous having cards like this in a binder, so I probably would have got it graded anyway. But yeah, an 8, that seems a bit harsh. Okay, not a great start. Okay, we'll put that down there. I'm gonna reserve these bits here for good grades or cards that I think deserve to go up the back. All right, let's go into the next one. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, oh yes, the Rayquaza GX. This is from the Hidden Fates premium collection. Before ultra premium collections were a thing, we had this premium collection. You got a couple of really cool cards. You got this card. You also got a Solgaleo and Lunala gold card as well. But those cards were never really valuable. It was always this one, because Hidden Fates, obviously, you get a whole bunch of full art shinies like this. But this was the only one that you had to get outside of the actual set itself. And the premium collection was expensive, so you know, a lot of people bought it, but a lot of people didn't get this card in very good condition. Now, I pulled this one myself from a premium collection, and I looked at it and I said, nah, that's a perfect card. I wanted it in my notes here. Let's have a look. Rayquaza. My predictions are 10, so it's a little bit top heavy. A little bit top heavy here. Let's have a look on the back and just see if there's anything on the back here that we can see that causes an issue. All those corners look perfect. It looks really well centered. My prediction was a 10. Let's see how we go. Hey, Gem and 10. There we go. Rayquaza GX. Perfect card. Beautiful, beautiful card. Now let's see what that's worth. Okay, so ungraded, this is $187. Wow, PSA 10 is $900. Holy hecker. All right, there we go. The Rayquaza GX. Gem Mint 10. Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, like I said, I actually pulled that card myself. Pull that forward a little bit because you can't see the grade. Maybe I can do this a little bit. There we go. All right. So yeah, perfect, man. So that card goes from a $200 card up to a $900 card when you get a 10. Some of these cards are a bit like that. If you get a 10, it's like huge gains. So that's the first one off the bat. Let's see if we can get some more. All right, next card. Let's have a look. All right, so we've got the Tyranitar illustration rare from Paldea Evolved. Now, when I pulled this card, I said to myself, that is a really good looking copy. It's pretty much perfectly centered on the front here. Because I pulled this myself, I know that it was really... Oh, this is really interesting. It kind of like... looks like it's not really in the... It kind of looks like it's... I don't know if you can see that. It kind of looks like the side of the card is like underneath the lip of that. That doesn't look normal. It looks like it's been kind of crammed in there. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's been encapsulated properly. That's really unfortunate. It looks like they've crammed it in there. Let's see on the back whether it looks like... Yeah, it hasn't even been encapsulated properly. It's like coming off the side here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's almost like overlapped into it and it's bent the corner in there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's really disappointing. This was a perfect card when I submitted it. I honestly, look at the centering on the back there is immaculate. I pulled it myself, so I know that it was like pretty much a perfect card. No damage whatsoever. Let's see what we can get. Okay, so we got a mint 9. Man, yeah, it's really interesting that side there, it looks like it's been crammed in. So I don't know whether that came into the grading or not. It shouldn't have. should have just been in the encapsulation process, but that doesn't look good. So unfortunately, it looks like it might be a damaged card inside of the encapsulation process. Very unfortunate. So the Tyranitar, my prediction was a 10 because it is a perfect card. I'm very surprised it's a 9, to be honest. Ungraded, $73. PSA 9 is 76. So it looks like we've lost about 30 bucks on grading this because it came back a 9, not a 10. So that's really unfortunate. Yeah, really gutted about that, especially the damage there to the card. That really sucks. It means I can't chop it out and resub it because now the card is damaged. All right, moving on. Let's move on to the next thing. PSA is great, absolutely great company. All right, here we go. Ooh, okay, the Umbreon Gold Star Classic Collection. Now again, as soon as I pulled this card on my first ETB of Celebrations. As soon as I pulled this card, I said to myself, that is a really, really good gradable copy. Super minty, couldn't find any problems with it. Pretty sure I predicted this would be a 10 as soon as I pulled it. Let's have a look. Gem Mint 10, there we go. Okay, so the Umbreon Star ungraded. Wow, man, the prices of these cards have absolutely skyrocketed since last time I looked. An ungraded copy goes for $143. Now, what does a 10 go for? A 10 goes for 578 bucks. So that's a really good gain there. Really, really good gain. What an absolutely beautiful card. This card's actually quite hard to pull from Celebrations, and to get it in a Gem Mint, Gem Mint quality is awesome. Absolutely stoked with that. All right, let's put that there. Let's bring it to the front. That's another Gem Mint 10. Man, we've done pretty well. So we've got 2 10s out of 4 cards so far. Still plenty of fire to come. Let's see what else we can pull from this. All right, here we go. Ooh, the Greninja EX SIR from the what was it? The Shrouded Fable collection box. Now, this card is so underrated. Well, it's not underrated now, but at the time, I remember when the Shrouded Fable box came out, this card, like, you could get it for like 20 bucks on the open market. Absolutely crazy. It is a very, very highly graded card. Everyone is grading this card trying to get a 10 because it has there's so much potential for this card. And I think that, in the future, this card is going to be worth a lot of money, especially in a 10. So let's have a look at the centering on the front here. Now, the centering does look a little bit off. I remember in my prediction video, I said that this was a perfect card, but I'm sort of looking at it now, and from right to left, it's a bit fatter on this side. Let's have a look at the back. Let's have a look at the corners. Apologies for the moisture on my hands. I'm kind of sweating a little bit. This is a bit nervous. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so there's a little bit of some of these corners can be sort of like cut square. I'm not sure if that factors into the grading as much, but yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Down the bottom here, this corner here, it kind of looks like it's been lifted a little bit. And that'll happen with some of these promo cards. They're in packaging. They get damaged because they get shifted around and everything. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so my prediction on this was a 10, but looking at this now, I'm thinking that might have been a bit ambitious. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, a mint 9. Okay, I can live with that. Just looking at the card again now, I'm like, okay, I totally understand that. Let's have a look. Prediction was a 10. Ungraded now is $106. Like I said, you could pick up this card when this box first came out. You could pick up this card for $20 to $25, and now it's $106 a copy. I know the Kingdra is also making big moves as well from the other box, the other collection box. I have a couple of copies of that. They might go in a sub at some point as well. So that's all good. So what does a 9 go for? Okay, so a 9's $124. So we made about a $10 loss there if we were looking at raw plus grading, but obviously still $124 for a PSA 9. Like I said, this card I think is going to be worth a lot of money in the future. If I could get a 10, I might send another copy, actually, another Greninja copy. I got a couple of these that look really good, so yeah, try and get that 10 because this card's going to be worth a lot of money in the future. All right, make myself a stack of 9s. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully we get more 10s. All right, let's have a look. Let's see what the next card is. It is, oh, the Greninja Zoro from Unbroken Bonds. What an awesome card. Look at that. Greninja Zoroark's just chilling in the tree, just minding his own business. Two of probably some of the most popular Pokemon from that generation. Such a good looking card. Yeah, so this was obviously Unbroken Bonds. Really cool cards from Unbroken Bonds. Good tag team era. What did I predict for this? Okay, my prediction was a 9 because it's slightly off center. You can see that it's fatter on this side than it is on this side, just ever so slightly, so that's all right. And what else did I say? Whitening on a corner. Okay, let's see if we can see this whitening. Maybe in this light it might be just a bit hard to see, but I think there is a touch of whitening just up on that corner there. So yeah, I'd say with that centering and that little bit of damage, I say 9's pretty much on the cards here. Let's have a look. All right, mint 9. There you go. Yeah, not a 10. Kind of expected that. So what does a 9 go for? So an ungraded copy. Wow, $422. Man, these cards are exploding at the moment. Tag team cards are just going nuts. So PSA 10 would have been 1.6K. That would have been crazy. So PSA 9 is still $577. So it's a little bit of gain there, about $100. So that's all good. Still a pricey card, $577. So yeah, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. All right, we'll put that on the I'll put the 8 over there. So we've only got 1 8 so far and a couple of 9s and of course the 2 10s. Perfect. All right, let's have a look. Next card. Next card up. Oh, the big one. Or at least, sorry, one of the big ones. Okay, so Solgaleo and Lunala GX from Cosmic Eclipse. The alt art version of the full art. So this card has gone absolutely bonkers recently. It's worth so much money now. What was my prediction for this? So my prediction was a 9. The reason why I think I graded this is just because it was worth so much money and it was just sitting in my binder. And I thought to myself, even if it gets a 9, I'd much rather that it's slabbed and protected. I mean, I know you can get 1 touches and all that, and you don't have to grade to protect cards. But even in a 9, this card is very valuable. So what did I put here? I said it off center, right to left. Yes, that's right. Yeah, it is off center because it's right to left because it's fatter on this side than it is on this side. Let's have a look at the corners on the back. I'm pretty sure the corners were pretty good on this. Like I said, I packed this card myself, so there was very little damage that could have happened. It's been sitting in a binder for, for 4 years, 6 years, geez. Cosmic Eclipse, so long ago, 2019. All right, so prediction was a 9. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. That hurts. That hurts quite a bit, actually. This card is very valuable, and to get an 8, it's just, yeah, that sucks. That sucks quite a lot. Because if I had got a 10 in this is 2.66K. I mean, obviously it wasn't going to get a 10, but I was predicting a 9 on this. So a 9 was $785. That would have been really nice. Jeez. Ungraded is $578. So a PSA 8 takes me down to $509 for this card. So that's a pretty hefty loss. That's about $100 loss if I had have just sold the raw copy rather than getting it graded. But like I said, I'd rather have this card protected in a slab. I was really hoping for a 9. I'm not exactly sure why I got bumped to an 8. It's a pretty good looking card other than obviously a little bit of off center here. This might be a resub, to be honest, unless there's something glaringly obvious. I mean, obviously these graders can see what we can't see on these cards. So I'd be very interested if I resub this, whether it would get a 9. But Yeah, these two 8s probably on two of the better cards. That really hurts, unfortunately. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, let's see if I can. I've only got 2 10s so far. This isn't looking good. Like they said, a really tough grader for this sub apparently. So let's have a look. Here we go. The Chonky Chew, the infamous Chonky Chew. Now, this card is horrifically off center. So you can see down here, it's like real fat there and then really thin over there. So this card was graded because of nostalgia. So this card here, you'll see in my prediction video, this card was the first big chase that I pulled. In fact, this was the first booster box that I opened after I started my business, Booster Games. So the very first Vivid Voltage booster box that I opened from Booster Games, this is what came out. Absolutely awesome. Very, very rare card to pull. It's a very graded card. I know that there's a lot of cards of this that are graded, but I slabbed it for nostalgia. What was my prediction on this? My prediction was a 9. I'm looking at their centering, and I reckon it could be close to an 8, to be honest. Let's have a look at the back. Let's have a look and see if there's anything else. I'm pretty sure everything else was fine on this. Interestingly, actually, you look on the back here, and the centering is actually perfect on the back. That's so weird that it's off on the front, but it's perfect on the back. That's so strange. Okay, so maybe a 9 actually. Maybe a 9 because if the centering on the back is perfect, and it's still pretty off on the front here. Okay, let's have a look. What? What is this? There is no way. There is no way that that's a 10. What? What the hell? I mean, hey, I will take it. I will take it, but that is not a 10. That's crazy. What were they thinking? What was the guy smoking? That is crazy. Okay. Man, I'm looking at those tag teams that I got 8 on, and then they give this a 10? Okay, alright. Okay, so Pikachu VMAX. Okay, so the ungraded copy is $243. PSA 10 goes up to 509. Whoop whoop. Okay, so that was a bit of a steal from this one, because I tell you what, that is so off center. There's no way that it's a 10. But hey, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And I've had a couple of 8s that I think were really harsh. So I got a 10 on a really rare card. I'm not going to complain. Okay, so we got 3 10s so far. That's awesome. I think 12 cards in the sub, so we're sitting at a pretty good rate. All right, let's see what else we can get here. Oh no. Oh man, the Machamp first edition. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting grade, because this card obviously came from my childhood. I remember getting this in the starter deck for base set, and I got two starter decks for base set. One of the Machamps I played the heck out of, and it got scratched up and everything. And this one stayed in its sleeve. This one stayed in the binder. Now, looking at the centering's definitely off. So the centering's definitely off. It's fatter on the side than it is on this side. And I'm pretty sure there's a print line. I don't know if you can see that. I'll see if I can get the light on it. There's a print line right about there. Yeah. And yeah. My prediction was pretty low on this, I think. What did I predict? I predicted an 8, which I remember I was being quite bullish at that point. I reckon it's probably going to be a lower grade than that. But you just never know. PSA 10s of this card are obviously very expensive. About 4K or close to. And there's just no way that this was going to get a 10. But I graded this for nostalgia purposes. It's a childhood card. Really loved it. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, a mint 9. Wow, okay. Shoot, that's a lot better than I thought it would be. I tell you, geez, man, just, yeah, good on me, young me, for looking after this card. Far out. Okay, so mint 9. I don't even know if I wrote down what a mint 9 was. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, no, I did. Okay, so PSA 9, $330. So ungraded copies of this card only go for like 25 bucks. The reason being is that there's so many of them and pretty much all of them are damaged. There's like very few that are actually in good condition. And this is one of them. PSA 9. Nice. 300 bucks. I'll take that. Awesome. Okay. Far out. Was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting that to get up that high. I thought it was going to be like a 7 or something with the print line. All right. 3 cards to go in the sub. Let's do it. All right. Oh, this is the big one. Okay, this card. This is if this tens, it's crazy. So, story behind this card. So this was actually a collector chest promo. Now, this has seriously low pop in a 10. The reason being is that pretty much every single one of them, when they got taken out of the chest, got damaged around the edges. There were these like little plastic things that kept them in the chest. Now, I remember buying this card a long time ago. I actually put down here 2020. I paid $40 for this card. Insane pickup. I mean, ungraded, this now goes for $340. Now get this. If this tens, it's $9.5K. $9,500 if this goes for a 10. However, there's only 280 tens of the Armored Mewtwo, and there's a reason for that. It's because pretty much all these copies are damaged. Pretty much all the copies are damaged. But even if this is like a really good copy, I'll go on the back, we'll have a look. This is a really good copy. There's very little damage. I mean, this is about as close to a 10 as you could possibly get. It's, oh gosh, I hope, man, I can only imagine what it'd be like if this 10s. Oh, I'm a bit nervous. Okay, the centering isn't great on the front, unfortunately. It's fatter on the side. It looks alright from the top to bottom. Gosh, I've seen worse 10s. I mean, look at that Pikachu. What's it gonna get? Oh, oh, the mint 9. Okay, fair enough. I mean, for a card from the secondary market that potentially could be damaged in ways that I don't know. I mean, this is all holographic on the front here. There could be a scratch anywhere on that, and that docks it right down. To get a 9, that's pretty lucky. I mean, like I said, I paid $40 for this on the secondary market back in 2020. What's a 9 worth? Let's have a look. Armored Mewtwo. The 9 is $1,000. This is $1,000. That's insane. Just for a 9. Gosh, imagine if they had a 10. That would have been crazy. Okay. Armored Mewtwo 9. That's pretty good. I'm pretty chuffed with that, actually. That's, yeah. I was thinking that there might have been something on the card that would have docked it that way down somewhere, but man, a 9. That's pretty good. I remember seeing Twice Baked Jake. He subbed a whole bunch of those trying to get a 10. He subbed like 10 of them and they all came back 9s. So, you know, not too bad. I'll take it. All right, here we go. 2 cards left. All right, we got the Charmander from Fire Red Leaf Green. All right, so this is the secret rare from Fire Red Leaf Green. I think it might have been a box topper. I still haven't really got the information on that as to where this card was or whether you could get it out of the set. Either way, there's very few of these around in good condition. This is a good card. This is a card that's in good condition. However, again, secondary market buy. Anything could have happened to this card. I bought it a very long time ago. In fact, I think I got it from Trade Me, and I don't remember what I paid for it. I think I might have paid like 30 bucks or something back in the day, back in 2020. And let's have a look. Okay, so the Charmander, centering slightly off in some corner wear. Let's have a look at the corners. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you can see some corner wear up on the corner there. Yeah, a little bit on the bottom here too. Yeah, nah, that's fair. Okay. So yeah, I think my prediction on this was a 9. Yeah, prediction was a 9. All right, let's have a look. Oh, another 8. Fuck. Sorry. It kind of just slipped out. Kids don't watch the show anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, an 8. Ungraded, $77. So not the most expensive card. Still a secret rare, a really old secret rare card. So, you know, probably has room to grow. PSA 10 would have been 1.2k, so that would have been really nice. Geez, a PSA 8, $93. Okay, so we made a small $10 to $15 loss on this one, based on grading fees as well as raw price. But hey, that's all good. Really nice card to have slabbed. So that'll go in my pile of 8s. Ugh, 3 8s. Man, maybe I'm not that good at predicting 10s. All right, let's go. Last card, and I think I know what card it is. It's one of my favorite cards that I've ever pulled from any of my openings ever, and that is the secret rare Pikachu from Cosmic Eclipse. This is just, I mean, this is just my childhood in a picture. I love this. I love this card so much. I remember I got this card opening my very first booster box of Cosmic Eclipse. And I fell in love with the set. It's such a great set, Cosmic Eclipse. And this particular card, I mean, I just remember just feeling these warm feelings when I pulled this card, just because, I mean, look at it. It's just beautiful. And I remember pulling this card and thinking to myself, sheesh, that is a gradable copy. I mean, look at it. So centering on the front there is damn near perfect. I remember I wrote in my notes here, perfect card. I mean, it is. It really is a perfect card. Let's have a look on the back here. Perfect centering. All the corners are flawless. No whitening, nothing. I mean, if this doesn't 10, I'm going to be very, very surprised. Hopefully it's not like that Tyranitar. I'm still a bit miffed about that, but all right. Last card of the sub. What can we get? Yes! Gem Mint 10. There we go. What a stunning card, man. I love this card so much. I can't believe I got a 10. That's awesome. I mean, it is a perfect card. Let's be honest. All right, so Pikachu in red. Prediction was 10, obviously. Ungraded, it goes for $135. PSA 10, 1.1k. So this one takes the cake for today for the most expensive card that I have, that I got today. And what a fitting end to just a great return. I mean, all right, we'll do a quick recap here. So I managed to get 4 10s here. Managed to get, actually, we'll go through the lower grades first. All right, so got 3 8s. Unfortunately, 2 of the top cards. So we got the Charmander, and these 2 cards here really hurt in an 8 because they are like highly sought after cards, tag team cards from, you know, back in the day. And obviously the 10s are worth a lot, the 9s are worth a lot, and the 8s you make a small loss basically when you grade an 8 on those. We got a bunch of 9s. This is probably the pick of the lot, was the Armor Mewtwo. Absolutely stoked about that. Managed to get the Machamp from my childhood in a 9. That's beautiful. Unbroken Bonds, we got Greninja Zoro arc. That's a beautiful card. Greninja EX, I was really miffed. I'm really annoyed that I didn't get a 10 on that. Hopefully one of the other Greninja that I have, I'll sub that and get a 10, hopefully. Big potential. And the Tyranitar that they damaged in the encapsulation process. Yep. Good old PSA. There you go. Anyway, here we go. We got 4 10s. We got the Rayquaza GX from the Hidden Fates Premium Collection. Banger card. Beautiful. The Umbreon Gold Star from Celebrations. Awesome card. We got a faux 10. This is the Pikachu VMAX Chonkachu from Vivid Voltage. So off center. I cannot believe I got a 10 on that. But definitely grade of the day was my favorite card ever, which is the Cosmic Eclipse Secret Pikachu. Absolutely beautiful card. So cool to have this in a 10. Absolutely stunning. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to hit a like on the video. It really helps get my video in front of other people, you know, helps with the algorithm and all that. So if you could, I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe. I've got a bunch of new openings coming up. I got some more black and white. We should have Mega Evolution soon. Hopefully I'll be able to open some of that. We've also got a few other products back here that we're going to get into, so subscribe, hit that bell notification, and then you'll be notified every time one of my new openings comes up. I actually did drop off a whole bunch of new cards for another sub to PSA. I'm not going to do a pre-sub video again, but I'll just put a picture of the cards here. Obviously some really big cards in there, some absolute bangers. I'm really hoping that my sub on this time goes as well as it did. Well, that sub goes as well as this time. Jeez, I finally got it out. Okay. Anyway, guys, have a great week, and I'll catch you in the next video.